the hate army troll.
It's the hate army,
bro. Hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Good evening, everybody. How are ya? Welcome to the late stream. I'm just finishing setup, and I'm here a little early to chat with you before we begin, because I've got some exciting news about changing stuff up here on my streams. I think it's the perfect time to do it. People have actually asked for this for a very long time. And so tonight I am changing up the leaderboards and the way that we are counting contributions so that everyone can be in on the fun rather than just tippers. I think people will like this because, again, people have asked for this for a while. You guys ready to chill for a little bit? Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. That is not what I wanted to click. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the MVC stream, where we're going to attempt to play the Marvel vs. Capcom collection for the first time in a week. If you remember, last week we had a lot of fun with it, but at the same time, we had a lot of issues getting matchmaking. I'm hoping that tonight we will have better chances with matchmaking, maybe because a lot of the crazy amount of people trying to play it have calmed down, so maybe the servers have settled. I don't know. I guess we'll find out tonight, okay? So how is everyone? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready to chill with me here. A couple hours of the MVC collection. Now, here's the deal. If the MVC collection does not work tonight, I don't want to play Street Fighter 6 because we're doing that tomorrow night. That's set for Friday Night Fights. So instead, I think we should just chill and maybe do like a Q&A stream where we hang out and enjoy each other's company and go from there. So there you go. Let's find out what happens. Paul just said there should be 1,500 people online playing this on Steam right now. That is a huge decrease from last week's like 4,000 to 5,000. So maybe with so many fewer people, maybe now it'll actually handle it. I guess we're going to find out, right? Good evening, No Sleep Real Vibes. How are you? What's up, Jade? How are you? Good evening. Sandy, how was dinner? It was good. It was all frozen stuff because my wife worked today. And so we tossed a whole bunch of stuff into the oven. Like, no lie, it was like a mishmash. It was like these roasted red potatoes with like a Parmesan crust. There was like a chicken parm with spaghetti side frozen thing. And then we had peas. It was like everything mashed together, you know, all in one bowl. We just smashed it into a paste. Okay, no, but we did have a lot of different foods for dinner, all kind of combined. What's up, King Michael? Good evening. All right, so for those of you who are here, I'm just going to throw it out there right now, all right? Ever since, basically, you know, I started getting more people on my streams and a new audience coming to support me, people have been very confused about how this leaderboard works. Right? They have. And admittedly, I agree it's confusing. I think some people feel left out when they can't contribute via the method that we're tracking for any particular stream. Okay? So here's what we're going to do moving forward starting tonight, and we're going to test this out and see how it works. From now on, if you do a super chat or if you tip me, either way, I will count it towards the King's Coffers goal for that stream. It's no longer King's Taxes or King's Tips. It'll be the King's Coffers. Because that's what we've been joking. When you contribute to DSP, you're filling the King's Coffers, correct? So that makes sense. You immediately know what that is. And I'm going to count the top super chatter and the top tipper. Just like it always was top tipper, it's just going to be top super chatter of the day and top tipper of the day will be counted. Okay? So you have a chance if you super chat to actually get recognition, not only to be the top super chatter, but also it gets added to this total. Now, the one thing that's going to be weird, I'm not doing euros to dollar translation. I'm not going to sit here with a currency calculator. I'm not going to hire an accountant to sit next to me to figure this out. I'm just going to guess. So, for example, if someone does a 10 euro super chat, I'm just going to say that's $10. I'm going to add it to the total. It might be a little more. It may be a little less. All right. That's how I'm going to do it. I don't want to be confused all day anymore about you know, because it sucks. Because people want a super chat, but they're like, oh, it doesn't really add to the total. So the hype, it doesn't really help with the hype. A lot of people have told me they want to contribute, but they don't like tipping. Well, listen, as long as I get consistent support, it won't matter if you tip or super chat anymore. That's the truth. But the thing is, it has to stay the level it's been at, which it's dwindling now because the tip hype is kind of dying down. But I've noticed that people are super chatting. So maybe now, because the super chats will actually count towards this, we'll see more of that support. And that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm about to get paid by YouTube in the next week for last week's performance, which was amazing. I'm going to have some extra money. That's going to cover for the fact that if tips happen to dip a little bit for the next week or two, but people are super chatting, it won't matter because I'll make that up next month when I get paid by YouTube again. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm going to talk about this thoroughly on tomorrow's podcast, but I decided that what we should do is revamp this to the way that you guys have wanted. All right. So now the total for an entire stream is $200, but that's including tips and super chats. For those who don't know, we've literally been hitting that almost every stream because there's been a lot of super chats. And then on top of that, a bunch of tips. So now you can contribute however you want. I don't care if it's a super chat or a tip. It all counts. Now there is one bummer. I cannot count memberships. You might say, why can't I count memberships? Because sadly, number one, memberships aren't necessarily all valued the same because the way it works around the world, a membership, for example, for someone in the US may cost different than someone who buys one over in Great Britain, which might cost different than someone who bought one in, I don't know, Argentina, right? So memberships have no actual consistent monetary value. So I can't reach a goal of that. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what the value is. And as you know, I've explained this already. We've had people really abusing the membership system, using VPNs to buy 50 memberships for 20 cents. So I can't value them. All right. So this is good. This system will include all super chats and all tips. I hope this makes you feel more confident now in contributing because I'm going to count it all. Not that, oh, I did a super chat, but Phil says we had a bad night. No, I don't want to do that. I want to change for the better. And I think this is a change for the better for all of us. But to make this happen, I basically needed to have a really good month so that I can maybe get less tips for a month to adjust. But if I'm getting enough super chats, it doesn't matter. Do you see? So there you go. So this should be fair for everyone. Anyone who wants to contribute, you can either do it through YouTube or you can do it through PayPal or both or neither, whatever. But I'm counting it all. All right? There you go. Hope that sounds good. And I'll explain this more thoroughly on the podcast tomorrow, and I'm sure people will have questions about it, and we'll go from there. First contribution of the night is a $1 tip from The Dark Side Child Returns. I want to ask you, what do you think about the Tron movies? Which one do you think is better and why? And The King is back because The King is back, and honestly, I like your new intro quite a bit. Do you have a favorite 80s sitcom or show? Oh, man, 80s, I watched a lot of stuff with my parents. I would say sitcom or show. You know, classic 80s sitcoms is like Perfect Strangers, right? I think Perfect Strangers was the first one I ever watched, a sitcom with my parents, actually. So thank you to The Dark Side Child Returns. As for Tron, I saw both movies. The first one is a good plot, but I mean, obviously today you watch it and you're like, wow, all this filmography technology looks terrible now. But back then, right, it looked absolutely amazing. No one even knew that it, you know, how they did it. It was like groundbreaking. The new one I saw and I didn't really like it. I thought it was just okay. So, okay, so you are the first tipper of the night. The Dark Side Child Returns. We don't have a super chatter yet, but as soon as we get a super chatter here tonight, boom, you'll be on there if you're the top super chatter. And yes, it will count towards the goal. Everything counts towards the King's coffers. And when we hit 200 combined between super chats and tips, I will do a big celebration. Okay? What's up, Gabriel? Good evening. How are you? Stoat is asking, what is the screen in back of me? This is the Divoom Pixoo Max. No, Divoom Pixoo 64. Divoom Pixoo 64 digital frame. And you basically get an app that you put on your phone and you load in animations yourself, or you can get animations that are created by this community who makes them and submits them, and you could use them on the frame. This is the Marvel vs. Capcom variety that I selected for tonight that I grabbed off of there. Most of these are from their community. Double M says this might be one of the best changes for the channel. Listen, people have been asking for this for a while. They wanted a combined goal instead of just tracking tips. They wanted recognition for top super chatter, and they said, why aren't you doing it? And the answer was basically, I need the tips. The tips are liquidity. I can spend them right away. But here's the deal. You guys supported me so much for that, for the month, that I can now make this adjustment. And as long as we basically keep the level of support I've been getting, there's no reason I can't do it this way. And this is cool because I don't have to nickel and dime myself wondering about, do I have money or not? It'll just be like, hey, there's consistent contributions coming in with tips, with super chats. Tips will come in. I can spend them when I have them. If not, hey, I'm going to get money on the back end, getting paid from YouTube. It'll all be good. I think this is better for everyone. But the thing is, this only works if the support stays at a good level. If the support peters off and dries up and we go back to the way it used to be, then it's going to be like, man, I need tips again, you know? But I would like to keep it at the level it's been at, okay? Jade says, how SM2 day? What does that mean, Jade? How SM2 day? I don't know what that means. What kind of celebration? I do the big make it rain the coins into the coffers animation, and we freak out a little bit. It's pretty funny. Yeah, Dale, again, I just explained why I can't do memberships, because memberships are easily faked on YouTube. People coming in with VPNs. Right now, someone could use a VPN, pretend that they're from one of these impoverished countries. I'm not kidding. And they could buy 50 memberships for this channel for 20 cents. So what's the point of counting anything there when it doesn't really mean anything? It really is worthless. Someone could come in here and buy 1,000 memberships and I make 50 cents. So who cares, right? The membership thing is just a moot point. It's nice to have a membership, but I can't really track it or anything because it's the way that they've screwed this up. If they fix that issue, then we're good. But they need to fix the issue and they haven't yet. Jade meant Space Marine 2. Oh, Space Marine 2 it had a good ending. I actually did like the ending of the campaign of the game. And then we did an hour of the multiplayer, and the team-based multiplayer against the computer, like player versus enemies, PvE, was very good. The actual player versus player multiplayer was really bad. It was absolutely a joke. It was like someone just barely touches you and you die. I thought it was going to be like Gears of War. It's nothing like Gears of War. It's actually really bad, so I would have no desire to go back and play that again. But it was good. We finished it up, so Space Marine 2 is complete as of today. Wobbles, I've had a new webcam for about a month and a half. It was early August when I got this webcam. It is actual full 1080p, 60 frames per second now. So if you're watching at 720p or 1080p quality here, or 1440p, you should actually be seeing this stream in 60 frames. No, YouTube didn't fix it, Casanova. No, YouTube has not fixed anything. No one even knows what's going on right now with it, or if they're ever going to fix it, for that matter. They claim that what they're doing is they're trying to shut down people who are doing it. Like, for example, there were people who were actually buying YouTube Premium like that, too. So YouTube Premium is like $15 to $20 a month, and people were getting it for like 10 cents. And then they were giving it out to their friends and everything. People were getting access to YouTube Music and everything. So apparently they're working on shutting that down, and you would think that they're going to fix the memberships too, but who knows, right? What's the next game, Retro Parasite? I don't know yet. Tomorrow we're doing Astrobot and Street Fighter 6, and we have to figure out a new game for this week. We do. I don't know what to do because we have some options, right? We could do the casting of Frank Stone, which came out at the beginning of the month, and everyone wanted me to do it then, but I couldn't take on another new game then. We could do Dead Rising Remastered, but everyone's saying it's not good. They're saying the remaster actually is quite bad, has tons of performance issues, it doesn't even look that good, so it's kind of a waste of money. It's a ripoff. I don't know. We got to figure this out. We'll talk. That's going to be the two big things about discussion on tomorrow's podcast will be the new leaderboard and how it works, and what's the next game. Those are the things we got to all talk about and figure out. Jade says, can I do a Doctor Doom Venom Hulk team in Marvel 2? If we can get Marvel 2 matches tonight, and if I'm not playing like a top tier player, yes, I'll use that team. Just remind me. Yeah, Crush, I'm hearing stuff about that. I don't know about it yet. I'll have to catch up on it later. I'm doing my work today. It's my work day. I'm not, dropping everything to figure out what other people are talking about me, but I will look into it. Thanks for the heads up, because one of my moderators already told me about it too, and I'm like, well, I'll check this out later. Here's the funny part about all this, right? If you want, like, why can't you just talk to me about stuff? Like, for example, my DMs, you could just DM me on Twitter about stuff, right? So if you're interested in doing like an exchange, like I'll go on your show, you go on mine, why not just DM me about it, right? Instead of I'm gonna make a public video about this. I would think that like with Keem, like they had understood that like making the public video about it doesn't make me want to do it more. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talk to me about it. We'll figure it out. We can schedule it. We can hype it ourselves. There doesn't have to be a video about it. Because now everyone's going to bother me about it, and I'm not ready to even fucking deal with it yet. I've got my work day going on, But I'll look into it later. Retro Parasite says, Frank Stone is bad. The first 4 hours were snore, and it's a 6-hour game. It's one big Dead by Daylight ad. It's not worth it. Huh. He made the announcement on a members-only stream, so why did he do that? How would I even... Wait a minute. There's an announcement that someone wants to come on my show, but then they want me to go on their show, but it's on the members-only stream, so I can't see it? What? I'll figure it out later. Let's stop talking about it now because I don't want to get into it. I don't even know what's going on. I'll look into it later. Right. Boy, my chat does not agree on anything. Ad the Gamer says, no, casting of Frank Stone is good. People who complain didn't play it. We got some big disagreements. No, I did want Keemstar to DM me. You've got it backwards. That's what I wanted all along. Oh, boy. Forget it. Why are we talking about this nonsense? It has nothing to do with tonight's stream. All right, so guys, let's get some contributions rolling here. We got 300 viewers and climbing, 39 likes. Guys, let's get it to 100 likes. We can get it to 100 likes easily. I know we can. Just click the like button. As for everything, we have no super chats, no memberships, and a $1 tip. Let's get some contributions going. I've completely redone the system for you. This is what you wanted. You wanted everything to count towards the King's goal. So now everything does. Super chats and tips both count towards the goal. So now combined, we should hit it tonight. All right? Contribute however you want. Whether it's a super chat or a tip, it's all welcome. I'm not going to be discerning between it or anything like that. All right? Let's get one. Let's get some stuff right now. Let's get the first big contribution of the night. Let's get it going. Okay? All right. Let's get started. Let's get this set up, and hopefully it works. Where is it? Here it is. Hopefully it works. Yes, this is the big change, guys. Everything counts towards the goal. Everything. No, I don't have an open Discord. That would be a bad idea. There's a difference between, like, you know, you basically have people trying to DM you on Twitter and you can control it versus 5,000 DMs on, like, Discord that I need to use for business and to talk to my moderators and shit. So I'm not opening my Discord. That's crazy. The only Discord I have is my moderator's Discord anyway. I don't have, like, a private Discord just for me to talk to people. It's my moderator's Discord. So. Okay. All right, so I don't even know where to start.
These contributions are mandatory. Typically helps me more than anything.